Hello everyone and welcome back to Greenpine Zoo and Gardens. Today is our third episode, and in the last episode we extended the entrance area to our huge zoo that is going to be there at some point, at some time in the future. We built this little gift shop here, the Zoo Friends building. We also did a bus stop, we extended our entrance building, and yeah, we're going to continue with that in today's episode as well. But first, let's have a look on everything that I created so far. Well, before we get into today's episode, I have to tell you I had a very hard time to provide you with this video today. As I'm recording the voiceover, it is 11:30 a.m. on Monday, so it's just a few hours before this video is going to be released, and usually I'm not that far behind with my schedule. But I think I told you in last week's episode that I had a very rough or very cramped schedule this weekend because I was meeting with friends, going to some kind of Christmas markets, and yeah, on top of that I had massive problems with my recording program. So you might see it on the left side of the video. On top of it you can see the recording stamp there. That is something that usually doesn't happen. So the program that I'm using, called Action, had an update a few weeks ago. I did install that also just 1 week ago, I think, and since that everything went downwards. So I had massive problems because my computer would crash when I record stuff. Not immediately, but most of the times, yeah, when I'm half an hour into the game, when I'm an hour into the game, when I'm 2 hours into the game. So you never could tell when it's going to happen, but you could be very sure that it is going to happen, and that is very annoying. So I almost thought yesterday that I couldn't provide you any video at all this week, and maybe, no, not this year, but I definitely have to look for another recording program and get comfortable with that before I provide you guys with the next videos. So my video schedule this week is going to be pretty small. I'm very happy that I can provide you a complete video for Greenpine Zoo and Gardens. That is something that's not going to happen for Small Town Zoo for the final episode that is coming out on Wednesday. I could manage to record something. Unfortunately, my PC once again crashed right when I was building the interior for the last habitat, and I couldn't restore the video. Every time that I try to, usually you can do that when your game crashes or the computer crashes and the recording stopped, you can usually fix that problem and can restore or redo the video, repair it. Yeah, that's the correct word. And I was not able to do that this time. I tried and tried and tried, and just a few seconds before you could repair the video, the program crashed. And it happened again and again and again. I installed the program anew and tried it again. Didn't work. So yeah, the last chance was to delete the footage and hope for the best. But yeah, it didn't work out. So never mind. There is going to be an episode on Wednesday. I don't know, and right at this point I don't think that there is going to be any episode on Planet Coaster 2 this week because, yeah, as I told you, it's almost noon in Germany, and I have to go back to work tomorrow as well, and I don't think that I do have the time to record another video. Because it would take so much time to create something, then to cut the video, do the voiceover, do the thumbnail and stuff like that. So yeah, don't be mad at me if there is no Planet Coaster 2 video this week. I'm very annoyed by that. Yeah, as you might think, or as you could imagine, but yeah, there's only so much I can do. Okay, but let's not talk about that stuff. Let's talk about something that is happening in today's video. I had to cut out a lot because yeah, once again, there's so much happening in today's episode. When this episode is finished, we will have a proper backstage area. Yeah, we can call that a backstage area, with all the facility stuff that we do need here in our zoo to get it up and running. So we're going to have, the first time ever, I think, we're going to have a quarantine station. We're also going to have an animal clinic. We're going to have yeah, all the staff buildings that we need. So we can feed the animals, our staff can take a break, we have the trading center, we do have everything to keep it going. So the only thing that we don't have yet is food and drinks for our guests, and I do think we also don't have any toilets yet. So that is something that that has to happen before the zoo can open up. Therefore, there's going to be another episode where we are trying to create everything that we need to keep the zoo running next week, hopefully, when I can manage to record everything. Where we are going to go to the inside of our park and yeah, build some food stuff, some drinks and stuff like that. Oh my god, it is so hard to talk today. Food and drinks, and I also planned to have some kind of a playground. So yeah, that we do have a nice welcome area in our park, and maybe some other decorational stuff. Yeah, but that's just what I'm planning for the next episode. So still no animal habitat, and yeah, I want to say thank you to you guys that you don't mind that you still do enjoy this series that much as you do. So I'm very grateful for that. Yeah, and I promise you that we are going to have animals in here at least in, yeah, say episode 6. Maybe episode 5 already, but definitely episode 6. I can tell you that, I can promise you that. So no animals this year in this zoo, but next year we're going to have our first animals in here. So yeah, right at this point we are not any longer recreating Taronga Zoo. We are very much inspired by it, but we're not recreating it, because the measurements are not quite there, and I did things a little different than they are in the actual zoo. So right from this moment on, it's our own zoo, our own inspiration, our own ideas. yeah, I still do take inspiration from other zoos, and I'm planning to have buildings in there from different zoos, iconic buildings at some times. I saw that there are some very interesting and cool buildings in the Bronx Zoo, in New York as well. We do have some great buildings in some of our German zoos. Maybe if you think about the Elephant House in the zoo in Munich, that is very iconic and well known all across the world. The Hippo House in Berlin. Yeah, there's just so many iconic builds all over the world, and I will take inspiration by those for sure. And you're going to see some of that here in the zoo, definitely. Okay, so, but here on this part of the zoo, you can see that I built the zoo wall so that, yeah, passengers can actually walk around the zoo but can't go inside the zoo without purchasing a ticket. And here at this point where we do have the don't know how it is called in English, I have to Google it once again, you know that already. So what's it called? Yeah, it's a roundabout. So I created this roundabout and some parking lots here for our stuff, because this is going to be the main stuff area here. We're not going to have a huge backstage area here with food and stuff. I'm planning to build that in another place at the zoo. So this is more like, let me Google it once again. Yeah, I used the word on on a billboard here and I just forgot about it. This is more like administration. Administration, veterinary, quarantine, yeah, more like that, but not actual preparing food for the animals. Yeah, creating some planters in here, because everything needs to look beautiful as well. Oh, and by the way, I always forget about that. As I told you guys in the beginning of this video, that I do have so many problems with my recording program, and I can't provide you with 4 videos this week. So this time it is so much more important for you guys to hit the like button for this video, to subscribe to my channel, to leave a comment whatsoever. Yeah, because the algorithm hates it when you don't do things as you are used to. So if I'm not going to keep up my schedule this week with a video on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursday, the algorithm will say, okay, something is wrong about the channel with Bacon Play. We're not going to promote it this week or the next few weeks as we usually do. And yeah, this definitely is going to hurt my channel a little bit. Never mind. But you can help me out by hitting the like button, subscribe to my channel if you haven't done that already, and also leave a comment. Let me know what you think about this, or also you could make some recommendations if you know any recording program besides Action that is working for you guys, that you are using and that I could easily get into. I would appreciate that very much. Yeah, so this building here on the right side is going to have the trading center. Yeah, our construction worker, is it called a construction worker? Well, I just call it like that. And also the feeding kitchen is going to be in here. Yeah, so yeah, as we do have the feeding kitchen in here and also the trading center, there is definitely going to be a trading center and a feeding kitchen in a different place at the zoo as well, because our staff members would have to walk such a long way to get to the first habitat, and we don't want that to happen. We don't want any animal to starve in our zoo, so yeah, we're going to take care about that. So this area here is not going to take care of too many animals and too many habitats, just for some habitats in the beginning. Oh, and as we are talking about habitats in the beginning, you can also let me know in the comment section with which animals we should start. What do you think would be the perfect starter animal for our zoo here? I just don't know right at this point. Yeah, as I said, we are very much inspired by Taronga Zoo in Sydney, but I don't want this to be an Australian zoo per se. So we did have that with Litchfield Zoo. Sure, we're going to have some of the Australian animals in here, definitely, but yeah, I don't want it to be just an Australian zoo. This zoo could be all over the world, wherever you want it to be. So feel free to tell me which animal should be our starter animal. And I'm not thinking about anything very big, because usually when you enter a zoo, you don't start with the big animals. You don't start with elephants. Yeah, I shouldn't say you don't start with lions, because the zoo in Augsburg that is very close to me and that I'm visiting regularly does have lions as the first animals when you enter the zoo. So you're walking through the entrance and right in front of you is the big lion habitat. Yeah, but once again, I don't want to start with anything too big, with anything too popular. So no apes, maybe monkeys. Yeah, maybe monkeys would be a nice idea. I'm thinking of an island habitat for the siamang or the gibbon. That could be pretty cool, but yeah, just let me know in the comments what you guys think and what you guys want to see as first animal here in our new zoo. So, as I'm looking at this and see how I placed the lighting in here, I remember that I did it just for this part of the building and didn't continue for the other part. The building in the center that we are going to create in a few minutes, so I have to go back in there as well. I definitely have to do some some off-screen work, because there's a lot that I still have to do on the side of the street, and yeah, I don't think that I have to do that for a video of you guys. I think you would appreciate it if I only show you once it is finished what I have done and give you a little update on that, because I think it's going to get boring when we are working on the outside of the zoo all the time in every single video. I think it is time to finally get into the actual zoo. So yeah, as I said, in next week's episode we're going to finish going to work on the inside of our park and do the first things in there, like some planting, playground, food, drinks, little picnic area or something like that. So that is also something that you actually would see in a zoo, because some people, when they have a long way to go there, they want to have a snack in the beginning when they enter the park, or when they are leaving, just sitting there, taking some time and reflect on the day, have a little snack before you're heading home, or yeah, stuff like that. So we're going to have a little balcony here as well. So maybe for the people in the office that want to have a little coffee break, enjoy their coffee on the outside, or even for the people that are still smoking, so they can go outside on the balcony and have a cigarette, or a cigarette and a coffee. Yeah. Yeah, trying to be as realistic as I can. With creating the actual door here for the balcony with the smaller metal beams. And then I think we are going to have... No, we don't have the windows already. Yeah, also at the end of the video, we are not going to have any inside stuff for the building here. So the buildings will be empty, just our staff buildings are inside and covered, but that is also something that I'm going to do off screen. Do some interior, some decoration and stuff like that. Nothing that spectacular. I'm going to show you that in the next video, or in the next few videos once it is finished, what happened in there, so that you can actually see it. You can also let me know in the comment section if you want to see that, how I'm creating the stuff inside. Then I'm absolutely okay with recording it and putting it into another video. But if you're also fine with just seeing the end result, just let me know that as well, and you don't have to look at that, and we can start a little bit sooner with creating the actual zoo. Yeah, I just finished everything so far in here so that we actually could keep the zoo, or get the zoo running. So as I said, no interior stuff in there. But I'm not planning to go too crazy inside. Yeah, not planning, but you never know what happens. Just wanted to have some decoration, some pictures on the walls, maybe some flowers in there, in a vase, or whatever, so that you would actually believe that there is people in there. Yeah, so I was using the one-sided glass in here, just because there is nothing behind that. It would look a little bit weird if we would actually use the normal glass and you don't see anything behind that. So I decided to go with the one-sided glass. Also, I looked at pictures from the actual facility in Taronga Zoo. So here we are again, and it is quite similar there. So with the roundabout and stuff like that. Yeah, but at this point, as I said, no recreation, just inspiration and doing something similar to that. trying to decorate the balcony just a little bit. I was looking for some of these Indonesian pieces because I really do like them, but it didn't match quite the vibe that I was going here with these buildings, so I decided to go with the wooden planks. Once again, I have to yawn when I record voiceovers for Planet Zoo. Well, yeah, I was using those wooden planks for the balcony just to give it a little nice touch. And here you can actually see the facade of the other two buildings that are connected to each other. So this one is going to be the quarantine and veterinary station. So we're going to have the vet in there and the quarantine, as I told you, and right next to it with this nice door here is going to be our staff room, so where our staff can go into and have a little rest, a coffee, or go on a break. Yeah, I was also trying to do this building a little bit different to the other one where we do have the trading center in there, or where we are going to have the trading center in there. I didn't want to have something like a balcony there, but yeah, some of the offices are a little bit more set in front of the building, like this. So we're also going to have some of those pillars there, like we do have on the other side, but as I said, this time it's not a balcony. I also was trying not to go too high with that building, so therefore I also chose to have a flat roof on top of it, because I didn't want to overpower our entrance building with with somewhat of a not that nice looking building, to take something away from that, so I decided to go with a flat roof in the end. And also, what is going to happen in next week's episode as well is when we're going into the inside of our park, I have to create the facade of the other side of the animal clinic as well. So therefore I decided I wanted to have another look on the other side, and we are going to be much more inspired by our entrance building. So we're using the same materials and the same color scheme there, so that we do have it look a little bit more cohesive. We don't need that on this side when you go into that right from the street. So if you have a business meeting or something like that, you don't have to have this kind of historic feeling for the building. So yeah, I thought it would make more sense, or would look nicer, if we do have something like that on the inside. And in my mind it will look very nice, but you never know when we're going into the real stuff what it's going to look like. So once again, the same pillars that we did have on the other side. Making the plant is a little bit smaller, and here we go. Yeah, so I wanted to have something like not overlay, but something like a little entrance area here that looks a little bit more majestic, yeah, I just call it like that. So yeah, like you have in real clinics sometimes. So I decided to go with this round-shaped roof here in front of it. Moving the pillars a little bit more in front of it. And there we are. So I was thinking the whole thing looks quite boring, so I decided to have a mesh up between the backstage area of Taronga Zoo and the new backstage area on Duisburg Zoo in Germany. They do have something like this wooden wall pieces there, which look pretty nice, so I wanted to have something like this in here as well, but not for the whole building parts. In the beginning I just wanted it to have it for the backstage area for our staff members, so for the rest room, no, not restroom, for the rest area for them. But then I thought the rest of the building still looks quite boring, so I decided to go with that style on the other parts of the building as well. So you can see right here, we did that on the bottom part of the animal clinic, and we did that on the upper part of the other building. I also was using those pieces here that we got from the Zookeepers pack, from the last DLC that we got, to create something like sunshades, to give the whole thing a little bit more alive. Also on the other side as well. Yeah, and therefore you can close up the windows a little bit more so that you actually don't see anything that's going on behind, which is nothing right here. Yeah, just was stealing the windows. You can see the whole build in a few minutes when we are finished. As I said, I did have to cut out a lot of stuff because yeah, this whole build once again took me about 6 or 7 hours. And to make that into a 30 minutes video is always not that easy to choose what to keep and what to delete, so that you guys don't miss out on too much that is happening, but all the repetitive stuff that is continuing all the time. I thought yeah, it would be okay for you if you don't see that all the time. So here was creating yeah, somewhat of an inside wall, so that we don't have the actual zoo wall here, but also a wall that separates the area that you can enter publicly from the actual zoo, so that you can't say okay, I'm going to enter the zoo through the facility management or the staff area. That's not going to happen. Yeah, with the fence around it, what do you guys think? I think it looks almost a little bit like prison, doesn't it? I think yeah, it is cool, it really is, but it gives a little bit of a prison vibe, doesn't it? Okay. So yeah, you can see the shell of the building. Here we do have the yeah, the actual staff buildings in here. Had to move them a little bit because they were sticking a little bit through the wall. That is also something that is quite weird when you are building with the non-grid pieces, and then you switch to something, or you you combine it with grid pieces like this facility buildings or staff buildings, then you always do have the problem that they are not on the same grid, which is quite annoying because you can't align them to the grid that you were using. So yeah, I don't get that. Also, what I did notice in this build, which was a little bit weird, is that when I was using the 4x4 pieces of some kind of a material and then I was using smaller ones, they were slightly off the grid of the 4x4 pieces. So I don't know if that is a bug or something. I didn't notice that ever before. But in today's episode, when I was building all the stuff here, I noticed that something was not right with that. So, yeah. Don't know if it was just me or if this is a general thing. You can also let me know in the comment section if you experienced something like that as well. Well, as I said, everything is a little bit weird right now. Okay, the planting in here, and this does a lot to the whole build. You will see it on the other side of the staff building right next to the street. It looks so much better with some of the trees in there, with some greenery and stuff. It looks so much more lively. I really do enjoy that. And also I was going for those decal pieces and dirt pieces on the building as well, to make it look a little bit more realistic and not too new and shiny, which would be very unrealistic because we do have weather in this zoo as well. So yeah, no matter on what continent or where we are actually, but there is going to be weather. I also put that on the floor as well to make it look a little bit more realistic and a little bit more used. Also some of the dirt pieces, and yeah, after that we are already at the end of today's video and we're going into the real-time part. I hope you guys did enjoy today's video. Even though we still don't have any animals in there. Let me know in the comment section what you think about, and as I said in the beginning, let me know which animals you want to see first in our zoo. So therefore, thanks for watching. Don't forget to leave a like, don't forget to leave a comment, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't done that already, so you don't miss out on any further episodes here on yeah, Greenpine Zoo and Gardens. So hopefully guys, we will see each other next Monday. If we won't, I wish you a Merry Christmas. Have some nice holidays with your loved ones, and if I'm back on Monday, I'm going to tell you that again. So for now, bye guys and take care.